Here we have the 30-minute price chart for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC. With this chart, I'm going to kind of drill down to the shorter term timeframes here. For the most part, what I've been looking at with Intel uh, really has been the longer term timeframes because I do believe that we're kind of on the verge here or in the process of completing a major breakout that really was not expected by most of the market. If you've been watching my videos, you know that this is probably my favorite long-term play here, my favorite long-term buy. It's a technology company that does offer a dividend, so it kind of pays you to just kind of hold on to it. It's sort of like a bank, just sort of like looking at it like a bank account, something like that. I mean, you do earn interest on it essentially. It does pay a dividend, and that's not very common, throughout the tech space. You normally don't see that. Normally, technology companies are reinvesting into the business rather than paying out money as dividends to shareholders. So there is a little bit of an incentive there, And then there's the fact that there's a lot of long term positive prospect here, given the fact that Intel is building foundries in the United States. This is something that's going to be vital, and the company will benefit from government investment in these projects because it is a true national security concern, given the situation in Taiwan, and the general global uncertainties that seem to be rising every day. So overall, I do maintain a heavily bullish bias for this stock. I definitely think it's a long-term buy. If it's something that you wanted to just buy and hold on to and forget about, I don't really see much downside here, in my opinion. But shorter term, we do have to sort of look for buying entries. We have seen a bit of a strong breakout here, complete with price gaps and everything. So there is a possibility here that we could see a bit of a downside retracement here, and this type of price move can ultimately be used for new buying opportunities for people that are not currently long the stock. So, at the moment, what I'm looking at is the fact that we did close kind of at the lows on Friday, sort of the near term lows here. We're sort of curling over. For the most part, as we can see, the stock did actually manage to post new highs after last Thursday's sell off. This is interesting because this has not occurred in many other technology stocks. Meta Platforms would be a very good example of this, the Facebook parent company. If you're not familiar with what's going on in that stock, I suggest that you check out my other video, my most recent video on Meta Platforms, because that's a stock that has broken through many significant support zones and has failed to recover those losses. This has not happened with Intel. Intel, we actually saw the stock post new highs. That really wasn't seen throughout the Mag 7 space. Nvidia didn't do that. Apple came somewhat close to recovering its losses, but Apple didn't recover all of its losses, and Facebook is really falling through the floor. So what I'm kind of thinking here is that for the rest of the summer, we could start to see some major winners and losers here, and I think that we're going to start to see a mixed picture within tech as a whole. I don't think it really doesn't make sense for all of tech to be kind of tracking each other. And if Apple or Nvidia, moves higher, then every tech stock should move higher. I mean, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. It really shouldn't work that way. So I would welcome a return to normalcy here if we do start to see some winners and losers within the tech space. All of that said, we are starting to kind of curl over here, and we did close the Friday session with some weakness, and we closed back below this 20-period exponential moving average. That would be this yellow line here. So, for these reasons, I wouldn't be totally surprised if we started to see some further declines here. And one area that I am looking at for a potential buy zone comes in right here, which would be the roughly 33.30, 33.35 or thereabouts. So if you wanted to maybe establish a buy position at roughly 35.50, I think that would make a lot of sense. The reason that I choose this level is because it is a prior high here. A prior low. This is the support zone that essentially caught prices during that Thursday sell-off. And then in addition to that, we can see that this purple line is rising into this area and is forming a confluence here, a combination of technical indicators, which does suggest that we could see some stronger support developing in this region. This would give you a little bit of an opportunity to buy at lower prices. I could understand if people didn't want to maybe take the chance that we're going to fall into that area, because it's possible we won't. It's possible we'll just turn around and continue moving higher. But the reason that I kind of point to this currently is due to the fact that we do have a negative indicator condition in the relative strength index on the 30-minute chart. So I can kind of point to that here. Here we can see that negative momentum, is focusing things a bit on the downside. So, even though we did post higher highs here, there are some broader indications of weakness throughout tech. Like for example, I mean, if NVIDIA doesn't really establish a firm base in its near-term support zones, this might start to bring down all of tech, and we could see another sell-off in market prices. And then if that were to occur, I'm looking at this 3550, 3530, sorry, 3350. Let me say that again just to make sure it's very clear. 3330 to 3350. I am kind of looking at that area as a potential buy zone. That will give you a bit of a discount relative to current prices. And then if we do see prices fall into that area, we would still have support coming in with this 200 period exponential moving average on the 30-minute chart. So this continues to move higher. And if we did fall into this area, we could see some support that's generated in this price region. Just finally here, we can do some quick Fibonacci analysis to try to come up with some additional price zones. Let me just delete this here. I will be looking at this is some some analysis I will be doing in upcoming videos. I do think that it will be important to start looking at this specific price movement here as an indication of where prices are likely to start heading next. And as we can see here, this 200 period exponential moving average really does match up pretty well with the 618 retracement of this dominant price move. So if we're kind of going back to the trading activity at the beginning of this month, roughly July 2nd, and then looking at the recent highs, which posted just below 3550, this region down here, roughly 3250, really does match, does measure, there are matching technical signals here that show that there is an alignment in chart readings that suggests 3250 could be a very strong price zone. So, for example, if I was going to kind of construct a trade here, I would probably consider entering into maybe half of a position at roughly 3330 or 3350 thereabouts, and then possibly entering into the second half of the position about $1 lower at roughly 3250. There is some good support here that should be seen based on Fibonacci retracement analysis and exponential moving averages. So these are some of the price zones that I'll be watching in the week ahead. Here's the current market analysis for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC.